Hey guys, what's going on? This is the first video of 10 that I'm going to be making on how I train my pitchers with the King of the Hill pitcher's leg drive trainer. The King of the Hill is a great pitching training tool that helps pitchers use their legs better in the delivery, and the fortunate thing about that is it has a great side effect of increasing your velocity, making you throw faster. If you're watching this video, you've either ordered the King of the Hill off my website and I've sent you this video, or you're watching it on YouTube and you're thinking about ordering the pitcher's King of the Hill leg drive trainer. Either way, you understand the benefit of this pitching tool and what it can do for you or your pitchers. But what we're going to discuss in this first video of 10 is we're going to talk about understanding ground force and how to create ground force and what it is, and leg drive and how they relate to pitching, and how we can use the King of the Hill to train for that and get the most out of it. If you're watching this video on YouTube and haven't ordered your King of the Hill from my website yet, unfortunately this is the only video that you're gonna see out of the 10. This is the only video that I'm gonna upload publicly. But if you do order the King of the Hill from my website, you're going to get the 9 other videos on how I use the King of the Hill to train my pitchers sent to you for free. This way, those who order from my site will know exactly how to train their pitchers with it. You know, I was thinking about charging extra for these videos. In fact, you know, I probably could have sold it for $200+, but I ain't going to do that to you guys. So whoever orders the King of the Hill from my site, only from my website, ugoprobaseball.com, I'm going to send you these 10 videos for free, so you know what I do to train my pitchers using the King of the Hill. So this is the only place that you can get that great value. If you've already ordered King of the Hill pitchers trainer from my website, then let's get down to business, because in this video I want to talk about creating ground force and leg drive and how you can use the King of the Hill to train your pitchers in that way. Obviously, you already know how important it is to use your legs in the pitching delivery, but why is it important and how do you get the most out of your legs? And that's what we're going to talk about in this video. So let's talk about ground force first. What is ground force? All right, think about it as it relates to pitching, of course. Think about it this way. We know that for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction, right? So for example, if we're creating energy into the ground, almost like we're trying to push the world away from us, or push the pitcher's mound towards second base, you know, down at an angle, that is going to be ground force, and we're going to have an equal and opposite reaction of that energy going the opposite way, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to take our body, create energy, and put it through the baseball going towards the catcher, right? Now, why is ground force important in pitching? Well, we need to be able to create some good ground force so that we can create momentum going down the mound and then have good leg drive through our pitching delivery so we can get the most of our linear energy. There's linear energy and rotational energy in the pitching delivery. And this really focuses on the beginning, which is very, very important part of the pitching delivery, right? Think about if you were in a pool, a swimming pool, and you're up to your neck in water, and you tried to go through your pitching delivery in the pool. How hard would it be to create energy going this way? One, your body is lighter, so you're not going to be able to create as much energy pushing the world away from you or pushing the bottom of the pool that way, because you're lighter, you're in water, you're more buoyant, and also you have a little bit of resistance. Now imagine if you didn't have that resistance, you had your full body weight, and you were able to leverage it enough in a good way to create that energy going this way, and you really didn't have any resistance. Then you would be able to create some really, really good energy. Now, with the King of the Hill, I'm sure you already know this if you've watched some of the other videos, but that's exactly what this does, okay? It teaches the pitchers how to get the most out of their linear energy by leveraging what they've got, okay? And the way it works is this: when I drive, if I drive correctly, if I leverage my body in the correct way, I'm going to be able to create more energy through my ground force. I'm going to be able to provide more ground force because this mound actually goes back. It pushes backwards towards second base, like I was saying before. The rubber goes back and it makes a clicking noise, okay? So that's why this is great to use to work on creating more ground force. It lets you know, instant feedback it'll give your pictures. So that's why it's so great. And you already know that if you've purchased the King of the Hill. The second thing we're going to talk about is leg drive. Leg drive is also very important because in my opinion, it starts with ground force and we create momentum going down the mound, but then we also have to continue that momentum through our leg drive and finish it with some good leg drive. And this also, the King of the Hill also helps train that as well. Because it's not just a lot of times when we talk about creating energy from the rubber, a lot of younger pitchers, I see even some high school and even college and pro guys, I still see some guys almost trying to jump out there. They're getting here and they're like trying to jump. And they're actually doing, they're playing catch up with everything else. And their timing is off when they do that. So it's not just a jump, a hard push off of there. It's creating the ground force, using the momentum, and then driving through with your legs. And the thing I love about the King of the Hill is that you can use this to train all of that. It's not just a one-stop shop for just how much energy you can push and jump off, because we don't want our pitchers to do that. We don't want our pitchers just to push and jump, right? It has a lot to do about timing. And what I've learned with the King of the Hill is the pitchers can use the noise and the feeling to understand the different phases of their ground force and leg drive. For example, when I'm using this, you're going to hear a click and an unclick. All right, let me go through one real quick. So you hear dum dum, okay? So the initial click is when I get the most out of my ground force. And that's when the rubber engages backwards. I put enough energy to push this rubber back into the clicking noise thing, whatever the hell's back here, right? And the unclicking is when I finish my leg drive. So I can actually hear how long I'm engaged with that rubber from the time that I create the most ground force until I finish my leg drive and disengage from that rubber. So it's not just a click and a let go. And that's what you'll hear the first time some pitchers get on here. You'll hear a click and then it'll be just like, it almost sounds like one click because it's a click and unclick very close together. But you don't want that. You want that clunk, clunk, okay? And you want to see if you can expand that a little bit further, because that shows that you're creating good ground force and having that momentum down the mound and then driving through it, okay? Well, I've already said too much in this video because we got to get to video number 2, which we're going to talk about how to use the King of the Hill pitcher's trainer from start to finish, and how I use it with my pitcher, how I start them off, at what level do I start them off, and how I progress them through it. So if you've bought your King of the Hill from my website already, you've got that video already, so go ahead and go on to the next one. If you haven't bought your King of the Hill already, please support HugoProBaseball.com. I would be very grateful. And also I'd send you the rest of the 9 videos that you can watch to understand how I train my pitchers with this training tool. A value of well over $200 for free, just for supporting my website and buying your King of the Hill there. So I'll leave a link below if you haven't gotten your King of the Hill already, where you can get it. Just go ahead and click there and go get it right now. All right, I'll see you in the next video.